right, you all, we are going to keep this show moving right along. Your next comedian coming to the stage, she is an award-winning author. She was voted Boise Weekly's 2019 Best Local Comedian. Give it up for Megan McCaleb!
Are some of you familiar with me? Notice that she said the Boise Weekly's best local comedian. Not funniest. There's no guarantees here. They're like, let's give that name. What does that even mean? It's like, you know what? She's doing her best. Girl's got gumption. She's got a dream and stick-to-itiveness like you've never seen before. She's gonna make it with grit and a little bit of just willingness to look like a goddamn fool in front of me. Just for the sake of giggling. Oh, feels really good to be like dressed, you guys, having a reason to get dressed, to actually shower. I shampooed my hair today. I'm just kidding, I'm on like day 6 of dry shampoo. I don't actually shampoo it until I'm like going like this and like enough crumbly bits start coming out that I could start making baked goods. Want a little spot of tea with your head crumb cake, eh? It's delicious. It's been kind of weird times we're living in. Lots of people debating and just being like naggy to each other and everyone's opinions on how we could have been doing stuff better in the pandemic, opinions about the vaccine and all this stuff. I just want to tell you guys I have chosen to be vaccinated. I actually found the whole process of getting through the vaccination thing to be a lot like my dating life. A lot of time online, searching, hoping to find a match with a provider, someone who's available. And I will say, even though I'm not 100% convinced of its effectiveness, I still can't wait to get it inside of me. The seasons are changing. It's spring again. So nice. It felt like an abnormally long winter, didn't it? Probably because we'd already been like in quarantine for a year, and then it was like this relentless winter. It like really rivaled Snowmageddon. Do you guys remember Snowmageddon a few years ago? God, I remember Snowmageddon. I was a breastfeeding mother. Every time I tried to pump, it came out like soft serve. And just like the change of the seasons, so did my buoyant, bulbous nursing boobs just melt away like so many whoopee cushions that have gone before, just gone, deflated, just withered away. Just kind of got to swing them out, now to lasso them into a bra. Like trying to put a bra on anymore is kind of like trying to put a bra on one of those air tube wobbly arm guys outside of the car dealership, you know? Flailing every which way, nipples askew. It's like at the end of the night and they're like, shut it down for the night, Raj. It's like, okay. And it's just... scoop them up. Like that seems bad enough, but a while back I actually went and I was doing an MC gig at a really fancy event, and I was like, I'm gonna go all out for this one. So I had this like really cool little number, super low cut in the front, backless. Like I don't normally show that kind of skin. So first of all, I'm like, oh man, I gotta get out my True Match foundation to cover up these back zits. Dang it. It's like, ooh, maybe she's born with it. Maybe she needs something with better coverage for her back knee. And then I'm like, you can't wear a normal bra with these things, so I had to try those like adhesive stick-on, like those sticky chicken cutlet bra thingies. You know what I'm talking about, ladies? I'm like, all right, well, let's see how to negotiate this situation. I'm like gathering all my loose flesh here and I think I folded my nipple under there. But I get there and I'm feeling good and I'm just walking in. I'm like, I'm looking so hot. And I'm like checking things out. And I realize there's like this little, right when you're getting ready to go to finish it up, there's like this teensy little snappy thing. Just just a teensy tiny little snap that holds those little cutlets together. And then boom, you got cleavage and it's like, hey! So I'm feeling like super confident and I walk in there and like I could tell everyone was checking me out and they're like, this year, the hottest new fashion trend, early onset midlife crisis. And I'm like, nailed it! And I'm like getting all jazzed up. I start like kind of dancing my way up onto the stage. I'm like, what the hell was that sound? And I'm like, guys, nothing shakes your confidence like stepping onto a stage in front of a lot of people and it sounds like Hannibal Lecter is inside your dress. I'm like, oh no! But man, I just felt like I was ready to go. Like those things are really like the Josh Groban of undergarments. I'm sitting there going, you raise me up. But it's like even better than that. It's after later in the song where there's a key change and it's like, you raise me up. I'm like, yes, we got this, girls. So it was really fun. Apparently that entire night, all it was about was my boobs. I couldn't believe like the integrity of this, however they were manufactured. I'm like, somebody somewhere was like meticulous enough to like formulate this plan that's like the Hoover Dam for like boob sweat, because it's just all in there. Because then you get home, it's late at night, and I have to like disassemble this whole ensemble, right? And you don't just go and you rip. It's not like a rip off the Band-Aid situation. You gotta like really grip it and just commit, and you just start pulling. Oh, and your skin, wow, look at the stretch. It's like pulling taffy. Just, oh, and then there's like just a flood of sweat just pouring down my body like a monsoon, just washing away every tiny remaining scrap of my self-esteem. And just, I have had 5 babies. A lot of people are like, man, Megan, that is a lot of kids. But I also was Mormon, and so I always felt like I was way behind on my procreation quota. I only bring this up, just to talk about the fact that, like, I love a good reason to wear my cute little outfits. Because everything looks like way better when you got the clothes on. You guys, we talked about the appearance. Down here, it's like, you don't really know loose skin until you've gotten a spray tan and you look like a set of mini lines. It's a different way to start living your life. When you're wearing your Target skirt from the kids section, like this, that's whatever. Okay, I just like to spank my own booty. You do too, I can tell by your hairdo. Oh. One of the kiddos was 11 pounds when he was born. Guys, I had to really come to grips with that. Like while it was happening, I'm honestly surprised I'm still alive here to talk about it today, because it was like, whoa! 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 And then I look down and there's just this cavernous gaping hole where once resided my tight little, just remembering the days of yore, and I'm like, no! Daunting. It's a really daunting time of life. How are you? How are you all doing? I'm doing pretty well too, all things considered. 40-year-old single mom of a whole mess of kids, dressed like a kindergartner on a Friday night and whooping it up in my hometown. This is what I've been destined to be, you guys. This weirdness doesn't just happen overnight. This is how I've always been. You guys, as a child, I ate a lot of cat food. loved cats. And I was under the impression that eating a large amount of cat food would actually turn me into a cat. I had no reason to think my sister would lie to me. Obviously it didn't work. Side effects just take a little bit longer. As I've grown into an adult, I can see a little more each day that I'm turning into a cougar. All right, that's